Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 7th episode of the Game Lounge podcast. And that intro, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
You already know what this episode's going to be about. I know we had plans for something else, but after that news broke out, had to change.
Oh, hell no.
So, for those who don't know what we're talking about, recently, Microsoft came out and said, guess what? You don't need the Kinect anymore. Yeah, so all that talk about the Kinect is built into the infrastructure of the Xbox One, they are one and the same, and they need to work together in conjunction for you to have the best experience in the world. That's a lie.
That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of makes you wonder what else they lied about.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of shit.
I'm pretty sure the whole premise of the Xbox One originally was a lie.
You realize this is not the same fucking system they announced.
Oh no, it is not, and that's exactly why they're gonna re-announce it at Gamescom. So,
what's that motherfucker's name? Major Payne, Major Nelson. Yeah, I want to slap the shit out that motherfucker. I just want to walk up on him and slap his old Duke Nukem looking ass, Cause I swear, cause after you guys told me, I watched the video he did with the Angry Video Game Nerd, and how Angry Video Game Nerd was like, man, can't you just remove that shit? And he took the microphone and he's like, are you a developer? Are you a developer?
Yeah.
He like, and then he kept going on talking about, yeah, I think that's not necessarily right. You assuming it'd be that easy? Look how fast y'all stripped everything.
Oh man,
look at that shit.
And it's funny because a lot of people saying, oh well, they couldn't take away that fast. They had to think about it. As soon as he said that the DRM policy is going to be reversed, how many days did it take? 3 days? 4 days?
Some shit like
that.
Long.
It was not long. It wasn't even a week. So you can tell they were just talking out their ass. And I almost feel sorry for Nigel Melson because he's pretty much a PR guy. He goes out there and he says what they want him to say. So
yeah,
obviously you're gonna defend your workplace and shit, but
right.
It's like what? It's the position they put him in though.
Right.
They it's like they said all this dumb shit. And then they get like, man, you gotta be the face though. You gotta stand up there. That other motherfucker, he keeps saying dumb shit. Fucking Don ass. Don fucks it up even more.
I gotta worry about him anymore.
Right. All right, Major, you need to go out there. You need to sell these motherfucking systems. That's all they tell his ass.
They make this dude look like a huge douchebag and a hypocrite, man.
I'm telling you, man. Like they really put him in the firing squad because everything's going like how I just snapped on his ass a minute ago. That's where everybody is finding old Major Nelson videos and just going ham.
Yep.
About his ass defending this shit, and I'm like, well, look where we at now, motherfucker.
That's the dangers of PR work. You got to take the heat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough job because you're basically the voice and the face of the company when you go out there and you do interviews and things like that. You're that company's face essentially. So what you say is reflecting on what they think.
Mm-hmm. But he shouldn't have spoke so boldly on that, like you said, exactly. Right? How he took the mic and said, "Are you a developer?" Like he shouldn't have spoke so boldly on that, Like he's not a developer at all.
It was like that's when it hit an all-time high. But even before then, he kept. It was like it was how he was presenting himself. Like, and every time Angry Joe, getting my angry people messed up. But every time Angry Joe kept sidewinding back to, because he had genuine questions about the DRM shit, and he'd say something like, "Yeah, you keep coming back to that, huh?" Or like, man, you're just looking at the negative, man.
That's what's blatantly showing is the negative. I mean, you can't put wool over people's faces. I mean, they see the bullshit and they got questions, and if you can't answer those questions, it makes you look bad.
Yeah, you can smell that bullshit over that video.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you're looking at the negative, man. I'm like, this is some negative shit.
Exactly. It's like you're not looking at the positives of the Xbox One. Where is it?
Right?
like honestly, during the whole process where they start reversing things, like there was not too many positive. Yes, you had the family share plan and you had the friend share plan, but even then, the friend share plan turned out would be just basically an overglorified demo. It wasn't actual game sharing, because what it was is you had 10 of your friends basically play like extended demos of the games you had. They couldn't play the entire game, and I don't know why people thought that, because that's losing a lot of money. Because you're basically letting people play games for free.
Exactly. Essentially, that's like one person getting the game, and then nine people got it for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Granted, it's not going to work for all games, but
literally selling copies for 1 out of every 10 games.
yeah,
Oh, no, 1 copy for every potential 10 sales.
exactly. Like say right now Metal Gear Rising came out on the Xbox One, right? And I bought a copy. Essentially, you could play this copy, Dakatus could play this copy, and 8 of my other friends or 7 of my other friends could play this copy for free. So right there, you losing 8, 9 potential sales.
Yep.
So I honestly don't see why people thought that's how it was gonna work out. And even then, only 2 people of that clan could play the same game at the same
Mm-hmm.
time anyway. So it wasn't gonna work for things like fighting games or Call of Duties and stuff like that. So it's a great idea on paper, but it was a flawed plan.
Exactly. It wasn't like a guy and 9 of his friends could all jump on Black Ops 2 and just squad up the whole fucking night.
Yeah,
And he was the only one that shelled out the 60 for it.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know why people keep saying, "Well, they took away the family share plan. That was one of the great features." No, it wasn't.
No, fuck, it wasn't.
It was a good idea on paper, but it wasn't great. It's not worth having all these restrictions on.
Yeah.
I don't get. I'm a big advocate of the concept of if it ain't broke, you don't have to fix it. I mean, you can tweak it or whatever, but the process of releasing a game console should not be this damn hard,
It it really should.
Release the console, release the games, whatever other features you got is next. Release the console, release the fucking game.
Yep. I think what we're getting to a point is to where how the jump from the PS2 to the PS3 or the original Xbox to the Xbox 360 was so huge, because not only graphically but within the engine, how it was such a great leap.
Mm-hmm.
I think now that's not sort of a factor anymore, because the technology hasn't really changed that much. Granted, it has changed, but it's not going to be such a leap as it was a generation ago.
Yeah. And honestly, if you look at the setting though, the feedback from jumping from PS2 to PS3 and original Xbox to 360, it was significant, because when I played, I think everybody that went to Best Buy and saw that damn 360 in the case with that damn King Kong demo, when I played that shit, my mouth dropped, because I couldn't believe what the fuck am I playing. I'm like, this shit looks incredible.
Exactly.
This was my first experience with current gen gaming, playing the 360 demo in Best Buy. I didn't even want to leave. But I will say this: the transition of the feedback was great, but in my opinion, I do not believe that the feedback was as big when the transition from PS1 to PS2 was made.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not only graphically, but the amount of games and just the things you could play was so great.
People lost their mind when they said the motherfucker played DVDs.
Yeah,
This was back when
Yeah.
DVD was the relatively new still.
yeah,
You're like, man, so like it's a game system. It plays your PS1 games and it plays your PS2 games. People lost it.
yep.
Launch night, people got in fights getting them damn PS2. I will never forget how the lady called the radio station talking about how she got arrested for the fucking getting a PS2 and punched this female in the face. And she said that she got arrested. She just told her husband to go ahead and buy the system and bail her out afterwards.
Damn.
Make sure to buy that PS2. Didn't bail my ass out.
That's a keeper.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean the feedback was good, but I don't think the feedback was nowhere. And that was, we look on it now. That's like minimal now.
Right.
But people went ape shit for that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think they're trying to recreate that buzz with the new features as of now, like the TV sharing and all this Skype and integration. I think they're trying to create that same buzz that they had when that leap was made, but it's just not happening anymore.
Right.
Because basically everybody has that on something else. You know, if you want your Skype or things like that, you have a computer. You know, you have television. Hell, what I need to hook up my television to my Xbox for? I want those things to be separate. You know, it's these ideas are cool and all, but they're not gonna make these systems fly off the shelf, and they're not gonna be impressive as it was 2-3 generations ago.
We're at the point right now where the only thing that would create a feedback, as for the feedback, from PS1 to PS2, the only thing, because this is like the only lingering thing in most of the masses' mind, would be a price.
Yep.
Like let's say hypothetically, Sony just went crazy and said the PS4 would be $299. You would feel the eruption in the air.
Exactly. Like this next gen console that's basically like a medium sized PC for only $299.
I'll tell you, you would feel the essence in the air of everybody just going nuts.
Exactly.
So like I think it's like the mindset is different now. More or less everybody's pockets is hurting, and then people are looking for the best investments that won't hurt them in the future.
Right.
So I think that's the only thing that would have created a similar feedback. And I mean, the PS4 is reasonable enough, but it's still a long shot. I'm contemplating right now whether I'm still gonna try and get one at launch, because I have a pre-order down. I only got half the money now and other shit.
Right.
Thinking whether I go ahead and get it and try to stay tough to the next summer, or just get it all the next summer. I don't know.
It honestly depends on what games are going to be coming out. I mean, you got your Watch Dogs, your Assassin's Creed, and things like that. But if there's nothing coming out afterwards, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be, but
I'm fairly certain there's going to be like a dry moment until Infamous come out.
Right. So I mean, during that Christmas, you're still going to be having people playing Watch Dogs and stuff like that. But I don't think there's going to be any releases coming out for like the Xbox One or for the PS4. At least not the substantial to where you want to go out and buy a system altogether.
Exactly. If you notice, these systems aren't as prepared as the last systems were. Even I'm not sure. Even though it's not I don't know whether you guys follow it or not, but generally the newer systems would always be up to date, at least with the annual games. It's like I already know, obviously they're gonna get like 2K and shit like that.
Right.
But like another selling point would be like these systems would have one of the wrestling games, which are also annual release games. Now they don't even have that now. So
like I think the only annual releases they have right now is Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and maybe Madden. I'm not too sure on Madden, but I think they have Madden 25 coming out around the same time.
Possibly.
So like you said, there's not too many yearly releases, but they should have them.
You get at least seeing the annual games with like a cushion or buying time or whatever. But it's like the system barely has a few of those, and AC4 and Watch Dogs. I'm like, I got the shit pre-ordered for the PS3. I'm like, I could just stick where I'm at now.
Right, because let's be honest, a lot of people are probably going to pick those up on the previous generations just because they don't have the money to shell out.
Exactly. And to be honest, I've seen gameplay of like AC4 on both systems. I can't see the difference yet. I can't see it yet. I got a feeling it's gonna be one of those things you notice rather than what can you see graphic wise.
Right.
Shit may be bigger, like in the next gen, maybe like the map or something like that. But as of right now, I can't see shit. So I'm content where I'm at. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I'm actually cutting you off. I apologize.
No, that's all right.
But it's like you said, visually, there's not going to be too much of an improvement. I mean, that's pretty much been stated from a lot of websites and articles and stuff like that. It's going to be more the things of how the game runs and what's in the game itself. So that's where you're going to notice the next gen jump with these games.
Right.
Because I think as of now, they're striving for every game to be 1080p, 30 frames a second. Of course, you're going to have your 60 frames per second games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that. But that's the key point of where they're trying to hit with these generations.
Right.
So it's not going to be visually as impressive. I mean, granted, you're going to have your good looking games, but I think it's just more performance issues is what we're striving for.
Right.
So to go back on this Connect, why do you think it was they pushed so hard for people to have the Connect when it's not even needed?
Because they have this. They came out with the Kinect, and they want this useless crap to be used by everybody, and nobody wanted to use it. So they were like, "Okay, well, you have to, you have to have it, for Xbox One. Otherwise, it won't run." If they tell people that, people are gonna believe it, and oh, okay, I'll buy it.
That's true. That is true.
And now that they fucking doing moonwalks and shit,
I tell you, man, they
exposing liars.
Right. they moonwalking out of the damn battlefield. Like, you caught in the crossfire. You slide on out.
Like, I think they also have problems trying to sell this information, like, because let's be honest, they didn't have a Steve Jobs, rest his soul or whatever, but they didn't have a Steve Jobs selling things. Like, he could walk on stage, shit out a turd, and say, "This is the iTurd." This is the best turd that mankind has to offer, and people would buy that shit. Why? Because he knew how to sell things. Like, he had that charisma and just the certain way about him where he could sell you just about anything. Microsoft doesn't have that. So when they were trying to push these things like the Kinect and the DRM and things like that, people weren't believing them because they just couldn't sell it off. But I don't know. It's interesting to say the least.
Exactly. To go back to what you had just asked, though, I think they tried a old ass method of putting up a big ass bluff. Microsoft is known for, even though a lot of the things didn't really get passed, but if you look at ideas Microsoft thought of and tried to run with for gaming, a lot of them are way ahead of their times. I don't like to keep bringing it up, but I think this is the most ridiculous one. When they were looking into 3D and they wanted to do the whole method of beaming the shit directly in your damn retina. It's like they always think of some extreme shit to try to follow. And part of me can't really blame them because you want to stand out,
Right.
You got Nintendo who was able to on the 3DS give you 3D with no glasses. They thinking, all right, how we gonna just beam the shit directly in their damn retinas and make it look like the motherfuckers literally coming out the screen. Like look like Scorpion gonna bitch slap your ass.
It's like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you about to say?
No, it's like you can respect them for trying to break the boundary, kind of like Peter Monolith. You can respect the ideas, but you need to bring it back a bit. Like, you need to be realistic with this.
Exactly. And I feel they tried to hold a poker face and pretty much be like, all right, we gonna say it's mandatory. They're gonna get it. The biggest flaw with this shit was assumption,
Yeah, like
assumption was a big fault for this shit.
Oh, definitely. Like, we assume all these people are just gonna be blindly and bought it like they did the 360.
Cause I guarantee you, if the feedback was not as big as it ended up being, they would have kept all this shit, and motherfuckers would have been miserable,
Oh,
this shit, Microsoft would have turned into fucking Apple. Apple has legal slavery of your ass, legal slavery, your ass gotta get music from iTunes. You can only play it in an Apple product and shit. Can't nobody else download your shit. I'm like, all right. That's how they was gonna end up being,
Yeah.
And you know, it's so funny because they're like, we gonna stand our ground. You know, we gonna keep saying, you know, it's mandatory. You know, you have to get the connect with it. You know, and if anybody asks, we gonna say it's the future. It's making your experience better. Next thing you know,
You don't need to connect anymore. Yeah.
exactly, competition roasting the shit out of your ass. You know?
And I like to read off a list of everything they've changed so far that they wanted to stand their ground on.
Let's go.
They
Started from the bottom, now we here. You know?
damn.
Let's go. Go ahead.
Here's the basic list. They changed the online requirements, the 24-hour check-in, the disc sharing, the downloadable titles, game trading, region locking, the headset, the gold subscription family accounts, Microsoft points, the processing speed of the Xbox, and of course the Kinect. That's a lot of shit to change in a couple of months.
And I guarantee you, they're not finished yet.
Oh no, the encore or the last part of this performance will be a connectless bundle Xbox. Selling for $450 or $400. That's when it's gonna, just just end it.
Nah, they're gonna have to make that price lower than PS3, like by $50 or so.
I doubt they're gonna go that far because like we mentioned, that Connect is about $200 worth of equipment.
Well, if they do a little bundle.
So that is, and that's nothing that's gonna cost their ass. They're gonna have to start selling that shit separately. So
Yeah.
I mean, are they gonna release it at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, damn, yo.
I don't know. It's something that didn't plan out. Because, again, I think the main reason that they changed the Connect was not because people call them on their bullshit, but that did have a big part of it. Is someone brought up the topic of what happens if the Connect breaks? Am I going to have to go out there and buy a whole new Connect just for my Xbox to work?
Nope, your shit done.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly how it was going to be like, too. It's like, well, shit, the Xbox is useless then. Kind of like how they have the 24-hour check-in. Like, if you didn't have this Connect, you got a brick. So, I'm actually glad people brought that topic up, because I'm pretty sure if no one brought that up, we would still have to be having to connect with the Xbox One right now.
I'm telling you, it's like I'm glad the feedback was so good. You know, it's not like I wanted them to fail, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they made some very fucked up decisions, but I never wish somebody, you know, bad in their work environment. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I mean, I wanted them, and another thing, I wanted them to prevail because that'll make the competition fight that much harder, and we'll end up being the beneficiaries of it.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
So, I mean, so I'm glad they got roasted on. So they changed all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, I'm not falling for it. I mean, I'm glad what they did, but in my heart, I look at it as the true colors will show with the first fucking decision you made, dude. I got a feeling that, you know, true colors, true ass intentions, you know.
Yeah.
Like if somebody, like, let's say you guys live in a house with two people, right?
Right.
And one of them said they got so tired of you, they gonna poison your damn food, you. And then it comes out later on, after you ate your food, the person was like, you know, I got so tired of you today. I was gonna poison your food, but so and so talked me out of it. Now you're happy and all that, and you think y'all are cool.
But in the back of your mind, you know, this motherfucker tried to poison me.
Tried to kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. True colors, because what if so and so wasn't there? You know?
Exactly, you'd be dead. So
exactly. True intentions. Your first thought, I always believe, is your true intention.
Right.
So that's why I'm not jumping in their damn arms and shit just yet.
I think a lot of people are probably thinking like you right now. It's like, you know, I'm glad all these policies have been reversed. I'm glad we no longer need the Connect and things like that. But at the same time, this is what they pushed so hard for at first. This is the first impression that they gave us, and we know that in the future they could probably change that at any time, because those terms of services, if you read them, Microsoft's policies are subject to change at any time. Now, for those who don't know what that means basically at their discretion, they can reverse everything they just did up till now. They could basically do a re-reverse, is what I'm saying. With either software updates or hardware updates, it can happen at Microsoft's discretion. So it's nice to see them trying, but at the same time, you got to keep one eye open.
Once they get themselves, man, press that button. Okay, reverse that shit.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. How fucking funny would that be? Oh, they not gonna buy it, huh? All right. Then we gonna take all this shit off till they buy that shit, and then next holiday, it's gonna be a Christmas patch. Next thing you know, Xbox One won't start. Please insert Connect. What the fuck? And then they gonna plug the Connect in and turn it on. It's gonna be like, welcome. You need to perform a Wi-Fi check-in. What?
It just comes on. Gotcha, bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be so shitty.
I mean, it's like a high-tech version of the old cartoon trap when you put something of interest under a box and use a stick to hold the box up.
Oh man. Yeah, that's basically how it feels right now. It's like I kind of want to reach forward, but you yank that string, you trapped. That's it.
Exactly. They got the string over that stick holding that box up, and they gave your ass a boundary less Xbox One waiting for you to go under you. Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. Fuck, man.
It's something that people need to be aware of, like that these things can change. And the one thing that kind of threw me on that like these policies could change at any time is I meant to discuss this in the previous Game Lounge podcast, but I completely forgot to slip my mind. Forza 5, now, for those who don't know what Forza is, it's a racing game. It's Microsoft's first-party racing game.
Microsoft's Gran Turismo.
Pretty much. When you pick up the game, when you start it up, you need to have an online connection to check in and download the rest of the content for the game even to work. If you don't do that, the game will not work. And this kind of infuriates me because this is a Microsoft first-party title. Now, Paranoia steps in and says, well, what if they do this for every first-party title as a replacement for the DRM? You know what I mean? Or for the online check-in. That's pretty shitty.
It's more or less the same thing, just from a different source. It's from the games, not the box.
Exactly.
It just makes you wonder just how smooth removing that shit was.
Exactly.
Cause I think it was a fucking hack job. I don't even think it was a real removal. I think they just started trying to rip that shit out.
Like, so I don't know, like that bothers me. And I talked about this on Facebook, and someone said that, well, all games are like that these days. No, fuck they aren't.
Bullshit.
Like, example, I can go out right now, go to Best Buy or GameStop. I can pick up a copy of, let me see, what games do I have here? I can pick up a copy of Mass Effect, right? Mm-hmm. I can pop it in and I can play it. Never have to connect once online. Never have to connect to the internet. So, how is that now? There's very few games.
Only time you necessarily have to do that shit is if there's an update for the game and they insist that you do the update. But then if you don't, you just can't sign in on PSN until you do the update.
Right. Like
but you can still. I mean, Heavy Rain's update is so big. I never bothered to download it. I'm like, shit, I'll just stay offline until I'm done playing it.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you can still play the games. Granted, you'll probably miss out on a patch or two, but the game works. It still plays. It's not just sitting there. So the only time games like that happen is when you have these massively online multiplayer games like your MMOs and stuff like that. Or games that are like heavy into multiplayer. But even then you can still play the single player without connecting.
Right. What the fuck has to be done for Forza that has to keep being updated every day?
The driver avatars. That's the reason for the day one online.
Huh?
Is for the drivatar. So that's the thing. Forza 5, when released, is not going to be a finished game. It's not. They're releasing an incomplete game that you have to download the rest of the content online.
Now, all them people that bitch about all kind of DLC that believe that the fact that there's DLC believe that games are unfinished, I want to see them bitch about this too.
This is a blatant.
This is a real unfinished ass game.
It really is. It's an unfinished game, to where you have to connect online basically to get the rest of the game.
Get the rest of the shit.
Yeah, and so I can say expect that for all first-party Microsoft titles. I mean, why not, right?
Right.
It's their way of keeping their eye on you and making sure that you're buying legit copies or things like that. So I don't know. It infuriates me, but at the same time, I don't know. It makes me not necessarily mad, just upset, I guess would be the correct word. Because it's such a stupid process. Because like if you're gonna have things like that happen, you might as well have just kept the DRM policies and stuck to your guns.
So that's what I'm saying.
I guess that's what they want people to realize. Like, if we would have kept the regular policies, it wouldn't be as bad as what's going to happen now.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got all
people. They're going to make people want them to revert back. That's what they're trying to do. That's what I think.
So you give all these reasons and excuses for them to revert back to the original policies and stuff like that. Well, you know what? If you would have kept the original policies, sure, people would have been mad, but at the same time, would have gave you a chance to explain how things worked and things of that nature, and you wouldn't have to be doing all these underhanded tactics and there's all these cloak and dagger things to make sure that people are still using the DRM policies. So it's stupid, shitty reasoning, and I just don't get it.
I don't either. They make shit too complicated.
Like, again, they should have just stuck with their guns and just came out with the system they planned to.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure we're all happy right now that they reversed most of the policies and stuff like that. But
I mean, they could have made some kind of leeway.
Right.
But the fact that they stripped this shit bare bones, and I got it, and like it's like I'm up here, I'm thinking in my mind now, I'm like, that re-announcement, they probably gonna cut the price a little.
I'm imagining $50 price cut.
Cause I mean, I can just picture them Xbox One now like $329 or some shit like that.
Yo, honestly, if it was $329, I think a lot of people would be happy.
Yeah. It's like we can tell it's gonna be some kind of cut, but yeah, probably like $50 more reasonable.
Yeah. $50, $100, probably to either match or to be slightly more expensive, not $100 expensive.
Right. I got a feeling they would love to have the shoot like cheaper than the PS4, like to just rip the rug from under their ass. They would love to do that, but would that be smart though?
Financially, no, because like we mentioned earlier, the Kinect is basically the same price as the Xbox One, and I don't know if you guys knew this. They spent about $100 million on the Xbox One controller.
Shit.
Yeah. Hey man, that vibration, you actually feel the recoils from guns and shit. Apparently,
if you think that's bad, I got one that'll top that. They wanted to have scented controllers. What? That shit was gonna radiate stench.
Okay, that's it. Time to slap people.
It's like I'm done for the internet of the day. I'm gone.
Where the fuck is Microsoft's office at?
Like,
I'm about to come in on some Mo Howard, you think you're smart, huh?
Like, who gives these people that kind? Who gives them feedback like that? We want our controls to be scented.
But you see what I'm saying? Do you see what the fuck I'm saying though?
Yeah, it's
they always take it too far, Too fucking far.
It's unnecessary bullshit that you're spending money on. Like, honestly, if I'm playing Gears of War and I'm cutting somebody up, I don't want to smell fucking flowers, and I don't want to smell gore or something. Like, fuck out of here with that. Like, they're trying to do so much that they're just overshooting, and you get into the realm of stupid.
I mean, that shit bothers me so much. It's like your intentions are good, but we ain't there yet.
No, we're not there. Maybe for games like Flower or something like that, things like that would be, I guess, okay, because it's kind of drawn to that kind of thing. But
oh man, fuck that, cause some asshole is gonna put that shit in Resident Evil, and he's gonna be walking around smelling like baked ass and shit. Like, hell nah, man. See, running around smelling musty pipes and shit. You know, like really? What is the fucking benefit of this shit? Fuck around, play GTA 5, your controller smell like weed and shit. You know? What?
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people might like that. Don't get
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you already know that's it. Like, hell yeah, it's gonna be a fucking scent volume of how far that shit gonna go. You go in somebody's house, they room smell smoke the fuck out. You like, man, what you blazing? No, I'm just playing the GTA.
drop that GTA right now. Hold up.
Exactly.
Oh
That's
man.
ridiculous, man. But that exactly proves my point. How they go too far. They want to beam 3D images in your eye. You know, they said motion game. How we gonna do this shit? We ain't gonna use no fucking controller at all.
Revolutionary.
We got this.
it's
Hell did.
it's so dumb. It's laughable. It's funny. It's that stupid.
That shit is crazy. It just, oh god, who knows what the fuck they would try to do for a handheld, yo.
Oh,
It'll
man.
be it'll be a it'll be a motherfucking chip you put up your nose or some shit and just think about the game. You'll be playing that shit in your head. What the fuck?
Shit.
Nah, nah. It's gonna be like the ARI and fucking Heavy Rain. Like this is your handheld Xbox with sunglasses and 2 gloves, yo. This is it. Some holographic sunglasses and these 2 gloves so you can play whatever the fuck you want to play because it's gonna be a handheld Connect. Yo.
Oh
They
man.
always take it too damn far. They need to just stay the lane and spitball, more reasonable shit. Yo.
Right. Like vibration and controller, fine, whatever. That's fine. We've been having that for a while. So
And especially the direction I'm hearing, like I'm hearing little things like the vibration is actually mimicking the effects. It's not just shaking just to shake now. So like when I'm understanding, like you shoot a gun and like let's say you press the right trigger, you shoot a gun and it's supposed to like jerk a little bit from the right trigger, recoil,
right.
shit like that, Like
That's fine.
like you're supposed to be driving and you cruising and the controller's supposed to actually hum, for the car engine and shit. Understandable,
That stuff that's cool. People would like that, but goddamn scented controllers?
Scented control, that is some bullshit. I mean, because I'm thinking about all the smells that have come up going off. What the hell are you playing, yo?
Yeah, a lot of games involve a lot of blood and shit. And like you said, baked ass.
Baked ass. You fucking around playing. Man, right, man. Imagine I'm playing AC4 and my room smell like fish, yo. Like, what the fuck? Like, man, like, yeah, man, we up here whaling and shit right now. Smelling like fish, yo.
Oh,
like shrimp and shit, yo.
Fuck all that noise, man.
Crazy. Fucking crazy. Right, they gonna make a new Duke Nukem. It's gonna be smelling like baby oil and shit, yo.
Man, I don't know. Like, I can't believe they spending $100 million on stuff like this. And you kind of wonder why gaming is so expensive these days and why we have, $60, sometimes $70 games. It's like, you guys are spending way too much money on this stuff.
Yep.
Like, it shouldn't take $100 million for a controller. I think people would have been satisfied with maybe 2-3 changes of the original Xbox 360 controller. 1, fix that fucking D-pad. 2, make it PC compatible out the box. And 3, the sticks. Make the sticks not as what's that material? Not as rubbery, to where that shit peels off.
Right.
You fix those 3 things, and you've got yourself a great controller that you didn't have to spend. You spent maybe $100-something on. Like it's crazy.
That shit's insane, man. It's like, and like, look, we so damn revolutionary down to the controllers happy. Check out that new Rumble feature. Look at that. Feel that. You feel the motherfucking car humming, the engine humming. Now go ahead and smell it. You smell the burnt rubber. You smell that burnt rubber.
Oh man, it's so stupid, but hilarious at the same time.
Shit is that,
But I think a good closing point would be, yes, we're glad that these policies are gone, and we're glad that the Xbox One no longer needs Kinect. Because let's be honest here, even if you bought a Kinect, when is the last time you turned that shit on? Like, let's be real here. When's the last time you ever actually used the Kinect?
Last time I babysat. I'm telling you, man. The 360 and the Kinect only comes on when I babysit you.
Like,
I don't want them fucking with my PS. What the hell?
sir, would you like to explain that?
My bad. That's a little text.
Nah, you good. Fuck it.
Nah, see, man. You getting text from Miyamoto and shit, man.
Why y'all ain't talking about Nintendo?
Right. Hey,
They can be next episode. Fuck
Xbox. He's in the
Yeah.
text. Fuck Xbox. LOL. Smiley face.
Damn. Damn. It's fucked up. I actually looked at my phone when you said that.
Oh, I don't know. I just picture Miyamoto with that big ass smile, typing that shit. Fuck Xbox. LOL.
Like,
Smiley face.
if you want us to talk about Nintendo, we can get in Nintendo's ass because they've been fucking up.
Yep.
And they've been admitting they've been fucking up. Like, matter of fact, how much time? Well, you know what? We'll save that for next episode. We'll save that because right here, this is basically an Xbox.
I want to keep going ham. All right,
Do you want to go into Nintendo? Because I believe we got some time.
Yeah, we still got some time.
Fuck it, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Right.
This reality check episode. This reality check, man.
Oh man, Nintendo. Your fan base is fucking you over, and I will explain that. They keep on wanting the same old retired, played out games, and you keep delivering. Why? Why are you so afraid to innovate? Why are you so afraid to change it up a bit?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's their motto.
That's their money.
Like, that shit might have worked for the Wii, but the Wii U, that shit's not gonna fly anymore. Like, the system itself is subpar. Cause I don't want to say the Wii U's gonna be irrelevant when these new generation consoles come out, but not a lot of people are gonna be wanting to pick up a Wii U. Like, let's be real here. There's no real Mario game out. There's no Zelda. Pikmin 3 came out. That's doing okay. Like, there's nothing out there right now on the Wii U that says, hey, come buy this system.
Hey, man, but apparently it's all right because, it's supposed to be dominating the holiday season. All these fanboys are telling me. It's gonna murder the holiday season, and it's got its third party back. But this third party shit is hurting their ass.
What third party support do they have?
I mean, the support they do have is hurting them because they not selling. Because people like, why the fuck am I gonna get a Wii U and get Arkham City?
Right.
When I can just get Arkham City.
Right. Why am I getting a gimped version of a possibly great game? Because if you don't know, the Arkham City game on the Wii U, there's no multiplayer, no online, nothing. So, and you can guarantee they're gonna still sell that for full price.
Oh yeah. Arkham Origins has no multiplayer.
Yeah, Arkham Origins. Excuse me, my bad.
Yeah. But I heard the Arkham City Armored Edition that doesn't even have like all the DLC.
No, it doesn't come with. I don't even. I think it has the Selena DLC, but I think that
it has the Catwoman. But I could see them adding that because she has a small part of the story.
Right.
But like I heard like the other playable characters and the other costumes and shit you can't even get.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have a Wii U, so I couldn't confirm this or anything. But I don't
even get me started. And when I heard about all the Injustice DLC, they get none of that shit,
They get none of the DLC.
It's so far people I know with the Wii U keep complaining like, please give us some of that DLC. They may be getting either a little amount, but they not getting the characters, and that's the most essential one. They may or may not be getting costumes, but as far as I know, they're not getting the characters.
That is a problem. That is a problem for fighting games because that can kill a fighting game when you have a system that's not getting any of the characters, and characters are essential for fighting games. Like, you can see why now people are going to be picking up the Wii U version of games when these companies keep gimping them. And I can't really blame the companies because the Wii U it's just not that more powerful of a system. It's not. I mean, it's slightly more powerful than 360, but only slightly. So, like, Nintendo needs to step their game up. Like, they probably should have either came out with the Wii U earlier, or they shouldn't have came out with it at all and worked on something that's better.
Man, they needed to make a Wii 2 and stay in their fucking lane. Stay in your lane. Stay to them damn kids and old people.
Yeah, it would have probably been better if they just held out another year or two to have a stronger console.
Right?
Yo, if they would have made like another Wii, but like, you know, obviously, you know, make it better, and then put that 3D, somehow managed to put that 3D with no glasses shit for consoles. Yo, they would have been hurting, yo. They would have been hurting people, yo. From their own lane, because that shit would be epic, yo. Imagine playing like fucking baseball and shit in the fucking, you actually see the ball like come out the screen and shit, yo.
See, like, they could have done that, but they didn't. And not only they're hurting hardware, they're hurting software, like we was mentioning. Like, third-party companies are not liking the Wii U. I mean, you have people like EA saying it's just not that powerful. That's why Battlefield 4 is not coming out on it.
I heard Ubisoft is pulling the fuck out, yo.
I think probably after Assassin's Creed, they might not do much more.
I think after AC4 they're done. They probably, from what I understand, they may have canceled Watch Dogs for that shit. And I was wondering for the longest how Watch Dogs was going to work on the Wii.
I think it could be interesting because of the tablet thing that they have for it. It could be something that could be interesting, but at the same time, is it powerful enough?
Exactly. At the same time, I think they were like, we ain't gonna do this shit if it ain't gonna sell like that.
Right, and that's what a lot of third-party companies are saying. And we're gonna give you these games, but they're not selling. Why are we gonna waste our time and have money coming out of our pockets to help you out when you're not helping us out in return?
Right.
So Nintendo, they need to step it up. They need to do something, and I think it needs to come from the fans as well. They need to tell Nintendo, you need to man the fuck up. You know, we need games.
Do something. And oh man, but I already know it's like they're just stalling enough time because they're gonna send the same people out to the street to go handle their business. Mario's gonna be the first one, yeah.
Yeah, Mario 3D.
So, I'm telling you, Rottz, they're gonna wait. You know, I mean, they riding the fucking Smash Brothers hype, but you know, the whole cutting us. That's another thing, man.
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
Yo, I'm just gonna say this in general. It's like they're trying less but expecting more.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they said about Smash Brothers? They said they cut the story mode out because of the whole leak that happened with Brawl, right?
That happened on YouTube. It's like,
yeah, but you know, but I believe they ain't want to go through that shit. You know, like, man, we ain't recording shit. We ain't making no cutscenes. It's you just gonna fight. That's it. That is it.
You know what? Again, I can't blame Nintendo for doing that because that's what the fan base wants. If you talk to a lot of these Nintendo fanboys, what do they usually tell you? Man, games don't need no story mode. I'm here to play games, not watch movies. The fuck? Why don't you want games to evolve? Like, Mario has been running to the left running to the right for how many years?
Oh, so many. And he still does it to this day. I mean, every now and then he runs in 360 degrees, but a lot of the time he's still going to the right.
Yep, he's going left to right. Like, games need to evolve. They do, and I don't think Nintendo or that fan base realizes that. Games need to grow up.
They need to, you know, and it fucking kills me when you see like a lot of the hardcore Nintendo fans fight so hard to defend this. I think the most asinine defense somebody made was when they tried to build up Zelda by saying that Zelda never needed voice acting. It's the only series that could convey emotion without voice acting. I'm like, shut the hell up. You making it more serious than it really is, yo. Like, come on, cut the bullshit, man. They just didn't want to record nothing.
Exactly. It's saving them time and money. They don't have to pay voice actors. They can just make yeah.
Not that I'm faulting it, but like, don't try to make some intricate shit about something so simple.
Exactly. It's like they don't want voice actors because they save time and money on voice actors. That's how it is.
They make it seem like it's such this. They're such fucking outstanding developers that they can convey emotions without voice acting. I'm like, no, they just didn't want to do it. I can't stand when people try to overanalyze shit. People do that with them damn Christopher Nolan Batman movies all the time, yo. It's like they see behind the shit, yo. I'm like, I can't stand people like that, man. Just like you can take a motherfucker and be like, yo, why are the fucking curtains blue? Oh man, because the old boy that made it sad, you know. No, motherfucker, the curtains are blue because he wanted them to be blue. Yo.
I think I posted something about that.
Exactly. Oh my, I hate that shit, yo. Like, why? What the fuck do you see that I don't see? Yo?
Like the author trying to convey this message about depression and sadness in the world, so that's why the curtains are blue. Motherfucker, they're blue because they're blue. Shit.
Exactly. Stop it. Fucking stop.
But that's exactly how Nintendo and their fan base is. They try and put Nintendo up on this pedestal, and granted, they done some revolutionary stuff for gaming. Without them back in the 80s and 90s, gaming wouldn't be where it is today. I have respect for Nintendo, but it's that same respect that I want them to evolve and grow.
And they're trying to just piggyback off of that. Hey, we carried the 80s and 90s, so.
Right, exactly. Like we carried these people into depression. Okay, good for you. Now it's the year 2013, 2014. What you doing?
It's time for them to come out with a new game. Like they need another family game, like another Mario or another Zelda. Like just a new franchise, you know.
It's some, yo, at least give us a motherfucking spin-off, yo.
They need some new IPs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. New IPs, like at least give us some damn spin-offs for them. I mean, I remember there was a time where everybody in Mario's little posse had games and shit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on, change it up, you shit.
Yeah. Like they need new IPs, or they actually need games to come out at a reasonable pace.
Yeah.
Because between the time that the last big game came out and Pikmin 3, there was literally like no games worth picking up for the Wii U. There was nothing. I mean, Monster Hunter 3, that's Ultimate, that's basically $50 DLC. And I love Monster Hunter. I do. I love the game. But that's basically what Ultimate was. It was a $50 patch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real here. That's what it was. And I think now
same thing for Ninja Gaiden, you know?
Yep.
Everybody kept saying this is what Ninja Gaiden 3 should have been. I'm like, okay, so they fixed their fuck ups for this one, okay.
And guess what? It's gonna be exclusive to the Wii U. Then why can I get it on my 360 and PS3?
Exactly.
Like,
no, it's the perfected one. It's Racer's Edge, it's perfected. I'm like, it's still the same fucking game, you. The same fucking game. Mass Effect 3, the same game. Arkham City, I guess Arkham City Armored Edition is different because Batman and Catwoman wear armor.
That is so stupid. And they wear armor that shocks the enemies.
Yep.
The fuck I need that for? I'm fucking Batman. I got gadgets that do that shit for me.
Exactly. That makes no fucking sense at all. None at all. I don't get it.
Me neither.
And then people get mad, and this is like the funniest thing. Like Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U costs more than what the shit cost on the PS3 and the 360. And people get mad that the price is so high. I'm like, it has to, because it's an old game, but it's releasing on a new ass system, you know?
Right? They have to rework it. They have to look and see how the system runs, and they have to account in that tablet now. So it's gonna cost a little bit more money.
Exactly. Like let's say Mass Effect 3 costs like $20 on the PS3, and somebody made a video pissed off about this, and when they showed the video of Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U, it was like 35 or something like that. Yeah.
It's like, why would you buy the Wii U version? Why could buy a cheaper version?
Why don't you just buy the whole fucking collection? Yeah?
Right, and I don't even think the Wii U has the collection. They don't. No,
they just got the one. They just got three. It was like they just throwing out money. We need some games. Yeah. All right, we got you. All right, I mean, they got Arkham City. I doubt they're gonna get fucking Arkham Asylum, for They didn't even think about that shit, dude.
Nah, that at
It's
this
like
point,
it's this big looming story in Arkham City about what happened at Asylum, and they talking about we not even getting that shit, dude.
yeah. I mean, honestly, there's no point now for them even to get Asylum.
Exactly. I mean, fuck it now.
Yeah.
Only thing they're gonna do is contradict themselves. If they just port over Asylum when they have to literally recreate City, Arkham City Armored Edition. Oh man, so what's gonna be Arkham Asylum Armored Edition? No, Arkham Asylum.
and,
Huh?
and just to be clear, we don't hate Nintendo. I don't think any one of us hates Nintendo.
Oh hell no! I play the fuck out of some old Nintendo. I just don't like the shit they do today.
That's the problem.
And I don't like how they got this big ass group of enablers.
Like I don't know. We don't hate Nintendo. I think it's where we respect them, and out of that respect, we want them to succeed. And they're not really succeeding right now. Granted, they have fuck you money. They always have fuck you money.
Hell yeah, shit. I mean, look at it. It don't take shit for them to make these type of games.
Because I think like Nintendo, they have it to where all that program and all that code is locked away. Because with most developers, they delete all the code and stuff like that once it's done. But with people like Nintendo, and I think Capcom does this too, they save all that code and stuff into a vault to where they can just pull it out whenever they need it.
Exactly.
So I don't know. What do you think, Dakatus?
About the whole Nintendo thing, man.
Yeah.
Like
Man,
I
your
said,
ass been quiet a minute.
I already told Brandon what was up. No, but like I said earlier, they just need some new IPs, man. They need a new family game that people can play for years and years, like another Mario, another Zelda,
Yeah.
They need something like that.
I think what would help them too is if they get some of these independent developers, like Atlas right now. Atlas is looking for somebody to buy them. If Nintendo can buy Atlas, that would be a great move for them. Because Atlas comes out with a lot of great games.
True.
They really do. I think they're pretty much them and Platinum Games. They're pretty much the staples of good games. If they can get their hands on Atlas, I think they can probably make something happen with that. Like you can have the next Tales game exclusive to the Wii U, and people will buy that.
Shit like that, because I think that the one thing the Wii U has that is semi interesting to me is I think they have another exclusive from Platinum Games. I'm a big Platinum Games fan. I forgot what it's called, but aside from Bayonetta, it's another game they have.
Is it the Wonderful World 101?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually coming out soon.
Have you heard anything about it, or you played the demo? Because apparently there's a demo out or whatever.
Nah, I haven't played the demo, but I've seen it. It looks pretty good. It looks like something I might enjoy. It kind of looks like a more faster paced beat 'em up Pikmin type thing, and that's fine, I guess. I mean, it's something new that hasn't been seen. Like it's a new IP, so hopefully they can make something happen with that.
Right. And I still have a big requested game that I'm holding out that Nintendo eventually does. I want them to finally make a Mario and Sonic adventure game.
It could happen. They should. I mean, they have this partnership with Sega now to work.
Yeah, they got it for 3 games. I'm like, one of them has to be it. I'm like, stop playing. I mean, come on. That's the game I really hold out for on Nintendo side, because I want to see that happen.
Yeah,
I'm tired of this Olympic shit.
Along with that, they need to come out with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They need to come out with that soon, because that's one of the games that a lot of people are waiting for. Like,
you're right.
Like, Nintendo needs games, and honestly,
yo, man, whatever happened to that? Man, I just blew my own mind. I didn't mean to come in like that, but whatever happened to that damn Zelda they had that demo for? Was that a real game, or was that just like a visual test, dude?
It was the tech demo.
Oh, fuck that.
It's kind of like how they have Final Fantasy VII tech demo on the PS3.
Man, I thought that looked epic though, man.
It did. I think they wanted to base the Zelda game premise on that, but it was basically just a tech demo. Did everybody disappear?
I'm saying.
Oh, okay, nah. But yeah, that was just a tech demo.
No, I think Rottz had his
Had his moment.
little meltdown. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Nintendo needs to step their game out, and if that doesn't happen, I, I don't want to say they need to do this, but it's an option. They need to go third party. Like Nintendo in whole just needs to go third party and start making games for Xbox, PS3, PS4, PC, stuff like that.
I can just hear the fanboys now.
Oh, they are gonna cry. They'll curse out. They'll be sitting outside of Japan Nintendo office just like fuck you.
Tears.
Like exactly, but a bunch of tears will come from
Fucking tears.
if they went third party. But that is an option, and I heard rumored that they was actually talking about that.
I mean, oh my god, how the mighty would have fallen. I mean, if they don't fix this Wii U problem, it's gonna happen quicker than we think.
Yeah.
Honestly,
they lost lots of money.
They have.
You.
They really have. Go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that was it.
But I think honestly, if the Wii U does fail after a certain amount of years, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think after the next console generation, they're gonna come out with another console. If that fails, you can expect them to turn out like Sega and just basically go third party.
Oh my god,
I hate to be that guy, but honestly, that might happen if they fuck up again.
Like their next console needs to be top. It needs to be top. It needs to be better than PlayStation. Whatever they putting out, it needs to be better than Microsoft. Whatever
it needs to be. It needs to be the king.
Yeah.
It needs to be a new Super Nintendo is what it needs to be.
Yes. They need another Super Nintendo run.
Right.
They should spend whatever money they have left for that development team, get that shit done.
Yep.
And you know what? They shouldn't even wait until like the next gen of console. They should just come out with it like in 3 years.
Exactly. I would
just to catch up because they need a little catch up system right now because they're still behind. Like every system they've had so far has been behind, slightly behind.
Yeah.
I would drop that fucking Wii U so fast. My bad.
Like you're right. They don't need to wait until like the next console generation cycle. They need to come out with something now. They need a new system like relatively now. Maybe 2-3 years down the line. Get as much as you can from the Wii U, whatever that might be. Then you need to make a new console, and it needs to be better.
They need a fucking do-over.
Exactly.
They need a do-over.
Like they need something that's gonna really help them out because right now they're not doing so hot. I mean, granted, they're not losing that much money. They seem to be able to turn some profit, but it's not as much as they want. It's not as much as they seen when the Wii came out. So, all in all, Nintendo, you need to step it up, and you fanboys, I should say, you fanboys need to open your eyes.
Open your eyes and stop just blindly accepting what they throw at you. Voice how the fuck you feel.
Exactly. Respect only goes so far, and out of that same respect, you need to tell them, hey, you're fucking up. You need to change. I suggest you go down the Black Bond's channel. I don't know if you guys know who he is or anything. But
oh yeah, I know that character.
Yeah, you go check out Black Bond. Granted, he may seem a bit cocky at times or a bit of an asshole, but he speaks the truth about Nintendo. I mean, it may be a little much for you to handle, but you need to go check out his channel. That's where you get a lot of your Nintendo proof right there. But I think to close out this episode, what game have y'all been playing? Because there's actually been a couple of new releases coming out. I want to know if y'all picked up something different or if y'all still playing the same games now.
I'm too broke to pick up anything. I'm still just playing my Fallout.
I respect that.
Oh man, very blunt. But hey, that's what's up.
I respect that.
Me, I'm jumping back and forth between a new playthrough of Metal Gear Rising and Assassin's Creed 3. It's like I play games like that and I create these sub games that I try and play in my mind. Like in both of them, I'm trying to do like 60% stealth, 40% ass whooping. And so far, it's been pretty damn fun. Now I won't lie. Despite all the shit AC3 gets, and I know a lot of people complain that there's a lack of stealth. No, there's not a lack of stealth at all. You have to create your stealth. And I've been having a ball.
Like,
I've been having a ball using the gameplay. It's like little things Connor can do. I just fucking love. Like one of my favorite ones is like if two guys are walking and one guy's in front of the other one, you can just sprint up and he just jumps and stabs one and stabs the other one. And then just going about your business, man. I love breaking into the forts without being noticed. And sometimes I'll just run to the middle of the floor, just shoot somebody and be like, come at me.
fuck it.
Side note, I can't wait for 4. That new gameplay today just sold me.
I need to actually take a look at that because I've heard it was really good.
Yeah, they just uploaded it today. That shit sold me.
I have to check that out. But as for me, I've been playing I'm still playing Project X Zone, but I recently picked up the DuckTales Remastered.
How's that been?
It's good. I actually streamed it yesterday. It's good.
Yeah, I remember you said that on Facebook.
Yeah, but fuck that Amazon level though, for real. Like fuck that shit.
Yeah, I remember you said that too.
Like fuck that shit, because it's basically a remastered version of the original game, which means you have that old school gameplay to where if you fuck up and you lose all your life, you got to start completely over.
All the fucking way over. Do they still give you the passwords at the end?
Nah, you don't get. I mean, it saves your data, so if you beat a level, you have that level beaten. But if you go through an entire level,
I used to hate that shit back in the day. Fucking passwords.
Especially when the shit was like 3-4 paragraphs long, man.
Yeah, fucking PAC 258 BA 7Q9 MP. Fuck that.
Oh, and that shit better than caps too. So if you messed up a cap, you got to type that shit all over again. Fuck passwords.
And if it was incorrect, most games be an ass. So if it was incorrect, it just deleted. So you couldn't even go in and fix little shit too.
Man, fuck passwords. But that's basically what I've been playing. I recommend DuckTales Remastered if you haven't played it before, or if you have and you actually want to relive it, because it actually does add a story to it now. So you get your cutscenes and your dialogue and stuff like that, which is fully voiced by the original actors.
That's awesome.
So and it's only like $15. So I highly recommend you check it out. It's actually a really good game.
That's awesome, yeah. I wanted that. I ain't gonna lie. They had me sold when they put the trailer up and they did the little karaoke with the damn theme. You know?
Yeah, that
had me sold right there. Yeah. That's like when I was a child. It was one of the most addictive fucking openings ever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think you can actually unlock the opening. Like if you get enough money, you unlock things. I think you can actually unlock that opening in the game. I'm not too sure. I have to check it out and see. But that'll basically, I guess, wrap it up for this episode of the Game Lounge podcast. Oh, Microsoft and Nintendo. Sorry we had to get into your ass, but it's necessary. It's only because we want you to be better.
Exactly.
It's not out of hate and spite. We want you to do better because we benefit from you getting better.
Exactly. We either benefit because we'll either get your shit or you'll convince whoever we backing to step up.
Exactly. As far as the next episode goes, hopefully, I didn't want to say this in other episodes because it's been kind of hard getting a schedule together. Hopefully, we can have a special guest come on the show. Hopefully. Looking forward to that.
Hopefully.
And if that does happen, we'll have a special episode. Cause the dude we're thinking about bringing in, yeah, he's pretty cool.
Is he one of the coolest guys ever?
Yeah.
Man, you know what, man? I'm gonna go ahead and tell him right now.
You want to go ahead and tell him?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell him. All right, so our plan for the special guest is Bill Clinton, y'all. Bill fucking Clinton. Coolest motherfucker ever, yo. We gonna have his ass talking about Saints Row 4, how you get to be the president and shit.
Yo, could you imagine if we actually had that kind of pull?
Yo, we had Bill Clinton ass in here high as hell talking about.
Oh man, if we had that kind of pull, I'd definitely do that shit.
Like, man, we need to get some pictures up in here. Like, but for real though, like, nah, we trying to get a guest on it. It ain't former President Clinton. I wish, 'cause I have a conversation with this motherfucker. You like, man, did you or did you not, man? And you know what I'm talking about.
Man, you're gonna be like, you know I did. Don't even trip. You know I already know I did.
Exactly, yo. You cool as hell. Like, man, I ain't got no damn obligations no more. Hell yeah, I got it. I got it all day.
Oh man. So look forward to that next week. Hopefully we can have that guy come on.
Exactly. And if you really want us to give Bill Clinton, you gotta write his ass a letter or tweet his ass. Tweet Bill Clinton. Tell him to come on the game lounge and talk about Saints Row 4 being the president and shit.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be overkill. I don't know if we could top that episode.
You know what? I just had the best idea. When I get Saints Row 4, I'm the lead character's gonna be Bill Clinton, yo. And then I'm gonna try to have my streaming shit by the end. I'm gonna put up a whole Let's Play Bill Clinton and Saints Row 4, yo.
Oh man, the return of Bill Clinton. That'd be sick, actually.
Bill Clinton gonna single-handedly save the world.
Oh man, but we'll catch you guys next time. As always, check out the channels below, subscribe, check out the content there. I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't believe it.
We need subs, like I said.
I'm about to say, y'all niggas ain't gonna say bye or nothing? Y'all just gonna leave it hanging like that? Damn.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Yo, you remember that last outro?
Right, see, man, we fucked that up. I was gonna end on a high note. You can't get higher than talking about Bill Clinton, yo.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, but guys, we'll catch you again. I know this is probably long as all fuck, but it was worth it.
All our episodes.
Every fucking second was worth it. I've been waiting on this shit since yesterday.
Oh man. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Later.